second.
But I can still ask questions.
Yeah, you can still ask questions, I'm just not gonna put your voice in this one.
That's okay. I hate my own voice anyway,
I
like
think you got a
everyone
nice
else.
voice.
Thanks.
It always sounds different to us, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't like my voice when I hear it on the recording either.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Okay. Talking about the kind of people that come into the groups and what you can expect to accomplish.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. It really involves people from a varied background. As we started doing this work, it was about 6 years ago that I went to a conference on adult children of alcoholics. And even though I'd been working in treatment for about 10 years, drug and alcohol treatment for about 10 years at that time, I hadn't really made the connection that this was my disease. I was going to conferences and going to Al-Anon meetings and reading and doing things to learn something to help somebody else. But at this conference, I figured out that it was me. When Tim Cermak, who was the first president of the National Association of Adult Children of Alcoholics, began to read a list of characteristics of adult children, he said things like, we feel like there's something really bad wrong with us. We are usually very good workers and accomplish a lot, but it never feels like it's enough. No matter what we do, we don't feel like we're good enough. And as he started to read this laundry list, my head and my gut finally connected, and I realized that he was talking about me. And the tears started streaming down my face, but there's no way I'm going to be out of control in front of 250 people. So I choked back the tears, and like a good adult child, I didn't talk, and I didn't trust my feelings, and didn't let anybody know what I was feeling.
So do you feel like this is why you're good at what you do, is because you've been there and you can understand why people...
Sure, yeah. And then as we started doing the groups also, the first information was about adult children of alcoholics. But as we started doing these, we soon understood that it's adult children of rageaholics. You know, if you grew up with a parent that was consistently angry and you didn't understand why, or you grew up with a parent that was overly religious, that there was a big emphasis on sin, and that there's nothing wrong with what's going on in this house, but don't ever tell anybody. You know, any family that had a family secret. So that can be anybody with a chronic mental or physical illness, or if you have a retarded child in the family, or if there's ever been a suicide. There's all kinds of ways that people end up with these characteristics. And the neat thing about it is that if you can come to a place where you can really love yourself, then you can start to forgive yourself and forgive those other people, because I really believe that our parents did the best they could. If they could have done any better, they would have done better. But they didn't know. And this information is so new, people didn't know just 5, 6, even 7 years ago. So I think that it's such good information that could help people to really come to be at peace with themselves and make peace with their families too. And my big emphasis is on finding your own inner child. Now that sounds kind of crazy, but we are every age that we've ever been. So inside of you, besides the baby that you're carrying, is a little baby Janae, you know, that was born and that was held in her mother's arms. And there's that little 9-year-old Janae that her parents got divorced and she didn't understand what was going on. And so helping you to get in touch with all of those parts of yourself. A lot of us feel like we're real fragmented and that we're just going to go in a million pieces. And this is a way to help gather all those pieces together and become a whole person.
Great. That was really good.
I mean, we can make a whole nother video with all this.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, That's why I would love to have you do an hour of a group and then just edit it down to 20 minutes or something that's really affected them. I'll ask them to choose a rock as just kind of a grounding and something that they can just carry around with them and touch that and remember what they've been through, and that, you know, that they are growing and that they're feeling better. So it's just like a good luck piece or something
That's
like that.
great.
Okay, go ahead and say what you wanted to say about BH.
Okay.
This minute.
Don't look up here. If you're gonna laugh, look at her laugh. Because you laughed a minute ago, that'd be
Okay.
good.
Okay, Janae, I think it's really neat that you come in here at the age you are now, because a lot of people get to be about 35 years old and they feel like they've survived all of this past and they're doing really well and they have a nice house, nice kids, nice husband, good job, but it feels like something's missing. And all of a sudden at 35 years old, everything kind of comes apart. And Robert Subby describes this as the frozen tears, that our feelings get frozen when we're little. And then we get about 35 and it starts to thaw out. And when that iceberg starts to thaw out, it starts to melt, and that water has to come somewhere. And a lot of people find themselves crying and not even knowing why. And a lot of people are just grieving a lost childhood.
It's interesting.
That's good.
His head's over here and his tail kind of comes up.
Mm-hmm. Oh my heavens. It's really hard just on one place.
But on this other side, it looks like maybe something else, like a bird or...
You picked it? I thought I picked it.
Take the credit.
Yeah, I thought I picked it. I was wanting Heather.
You did?
Yeah.
Me too.
Where's that hostess crocodile when you need it?
Hey, you know how our neighbor Norton used to
You-